Hey YouTube, Des here with another beginner tutorial for FIFA 15, and today we're going to be going over sprinting. This is going to be a pretty simple tutorial, not a lot going on in it, but if you just started out playing FIFA, it should really help you kind of secure your game so that you don't lose control of the ball a lot. Because if you're like most of us when you first started playing FIFA, you were sprinting all the time because it makes your players go faster. You think you're better when you're faster, but you're not. When you're sprinting and you have the ball and you're bringing it upfield, you actually have less control on the ball when you're sprinting, and that's what ends up, the defender can just go in and step and beat you on a really easy step. And then if you're defending and you're sprinting all the time, you will actually, it's the exact same opposite. Like the opponent can just cut the ball to the left or the right and get around you really easy because you're sprinting right at him. So I just want to show you how you can play without sprinting so much, and when you do sprint, that's when you can really burst out and get around defenders, get in and get the ball, make the steps. So we'll just play here for a little bit and just explain what I'm doing. So obviously you sprint with R2, and this is on amateur difficulty, by the way, so don't be like freaking out if there's like amazing plays or tackles or anything like that. So when you're first sprinting and you're defending, what usually happens is you run in. So you're sprinting to get the ball. Okay, you pass it. You're sprinting to get the ball, and you end up running past them like that because you were sprinting. A better way to sprint while defending is with holding X. And if you watched my defending tutorial, I'll put a link to it in the description. Go ahead and watch the defending tutorial because it'll show you how you want to defend in FIFA. And so what you do is you want to hold X instead. So that was actually really simple. Let's bring it back to him. So when you hold X, your player is sprinting at the same time, but they're staying in pace with the ball. So look how my player is staying in pace. I'm just holding X right now. I'm not touching the analog or anything. I'm just holding X. And so that's sprinting, and your player runs a lot quicker when you're holding X. We'll give it back to him here. Your player runs a lot quicker if he needs to catch up to someone when you're holding X than just regular sprinting. It drains his fitness bar quicker, but he's running quicker as well. So let's get the ball back here, and I'll show you when you have the ball versus when you don't have the ball and you're sprinting, or when you're not sprinting. So when you're not sprinting and you're coming upfield, look how close the ball is to my body, how much control I have over it. If he's going to make a tackle, I can cut it down like that, really easy, or I can cut it up. I can basically cut it away from him. I can shield the ball from him if I need to as opposed to sprinting. I'll take it back here. Now watch how big my touches are with my sprint. See how far that ball gets away from me? That's a long ways. And now, if I was to do the same kind of cuts of the ball, if we were bringing it up, so that's just a normal cut right there. Some pretty good control over it. It's still close to my body. And then if we were to sprint while we do those cuts, it's going to look super sloppy. See how much I'm stumbling, like look at how far the ball gets away from me. That's when you lose control. Now, sprinting is good, and it can really catch your opponent off guard, especially if you're playing against another person. Like if you spend the majority of your game not sprinting, and then you play a through ball, or you're on a wing and you try to sprint past them, it actually catches them off guard a lot. So when you do sprint, you want to play it on the through balls so that your guy can get there in time. So you want to sprint for the through balls. Play one more. There you go. Sprint for that through ball. Sprint, 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 sprint. So you're sprinting through the through balls to beat the defender. We'll bring it back here. And then the other way to that you really want to use sprint is if you're on a wing here. So there's 3 lanes in a soccer or football. There's this right lane here that I'm in. There's a middle lane and a left lane. So if you're on one of these outer lanes and you're coming up, this is really hard because they aren't challenging me at all on amateur. So we'll just bring it back and I'll show you. So if you're just coming up like this, not holding sprint, you have to control the ball. And say you want to get around a defender really quickly. You don't want to pass it. Maybe you don't have a pass. You want to keep possession of the ball, maybe to get a cross in or something like that. What you want to do is just bring it up normal. Just bring it up normal. And then you're going to hit sprint. And with the right analog stick, you want to flick it in the direction you want the ball to go. So say we want the ball to come down when we're bringing up the ball here. You're going to hit sprint and down. See how much I cut that? That's when you can burst around the defender and get past them. It works really good if they just stepped into you. They're going to be left in the dust. So you can just do it again here if you're coming up. You're going to sprint, cut up, and that's when you can get around the defender. Those are really the only two times you want to be sprinting, is if you have to beat a defender on a through ball, or you want to get around them on the corners, on the left lane or the right lane there. And then you can either cut it into the box or you can cross it into the box after that. The rest of the time, don't be sprinting so much. You're going to lose control of the ball a lot if you're sprinting, and you're going to have a lot of trouble defending if you're sprinting. So hopefully this tutorial helped you. I have a lot more content coming out. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more tutorials coming up, beginners, intermediate, and advanced tutorials. I have Ultimate Team guides and just kind of my own progression through Ultimate Team videos that I release. And then give this video a thumbs up too if you enjoyed it. So hopefully we'll see you again for some more videos, and thanks for watching, you guys.